Squatting is one of the best exercises that you can do for your body, but it doesn't come as naturally as one might think. In this video, I'm going to go over how to squat comfortably for your body, how to progress safely, and how to enjoy yourself along the way. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey there, my name is Sarah. I'm the owner and head trainer at Next Step Fitness, where we're all about helping you get stronger, move easier, and feel more confident. Today, we're going to talk about squats. Now, squatting is one of the most foundational bodyweight exercises that you can do. They're incredibly valuable from really a total body perspective. They not only work your legs, they also work your chest, your back, and your core stability, but doing them properly takes some skill. So what I like to do when I start teaching squats to my new clients is to focus on a squat variation called the box squat. The only thing you need for a box squat is a sturdy chair. I'm going to break down the entire movement for you in this video. I'm also going to show you how to progress and make it more challenging when you're ready to do so. And I'm also going to show you how you can do different variations utilizing the box or a chair. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to perform a box squat, all you need is a sturdy chair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position myself about 6 inches in front of the chair. You can be a little bit closer if you're a little nervous about it. Don't worry, the chair will catch you. So what I want you to think about doing is putting the weight in the heels of the foot mostly. We really want the weight to be distributed evenly, but I don't want your heels coming up as you bend your knees down. So really focus on planting your heels in the ground. The first couple times you do it, you might feel a little off kilter, a little unbalanced. That's totally fine. Again, the chair will catch you, but if that's the case, you might want to put your arms out in front of you. This provides a counterbalance that makes it feel a little bit more stable. So what we're going to do, heels on the ground, we're going to push the hips behind us as we bend the knees to sit down in the chair. So I'm going to demonstrate it with my arms outstretched, bend at the knees, hips back, and sit down. All right, from this position, we want to maintain that nice chest forward. And then again, the heels is where we're going to push off from to come back up. So arms out, push off, and back up to standing. Let's try that once more. So again, arms out, thinking about bending at the hips. So we're not going straight down like this. We're kind of angling back as we bend the knees. So hips back, knee bends to sit down, and then pushing through the heels to come back up. That's great. One of the things that I like to also mention is where your eye position is. If you fix your eyes on a spot on the wall, I like to recommend doing something maybe where the floor meets the wall. If that's about 3 to 5 feet in front of you, that's a really great position to be in. That also helps feel more stabilized and kind of helps if there's some balance challenges. So have a focal point that you're focused on. So I'm staring at the corner of where the floor meets the wall and then back up. When this feels comfortable, usually what I recommend is if you can do maybe at least 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions and it feels relatively comfortable for you, you can move on to the next challenging level. And so we're going to take away the stability that's offered by our arms and we're going to cross our arms around our chest like a mummy. So instead of having our arms outstretched, we're giving ourselves a nice hug, crossing our arms, and then again, hinging at the hips, bending at the knees, and then pushing through the heels to come up. Now, once that feels comfortable, we can stop the pause at the bottom and do what I like to call a box squat tap. And what that means is that instead of coming all the way down and pausing at the bottom or resting at the bottom, we're just going to tap our butt on the chair and then come immediately back up. This is significantly more challenging. So you might not get as many repetitions of this one at first, but just keep practicing. You'll get better as you get stronger. So tap and then back up. Down to tap and then immediately come back up. And we're pushing through the heel to come back up. Now, choosing a chair, you want to make sure that this chair is actually a little bit lower for me, but that's okay because I'm pretty comfortable with squatting. But while you're picking a height for the chair, you want it to be kind of right at the inside crease of your knee. So that's actually a good starting position. So if I was a beginner and I was just learning how to squat, I would try to find a chair that's a little bit higher than the one that I'm actually currently using. So just something to think about. All right, so we've gotten to our taps. Tap down, back up. Once that feels comfortable, again, at least 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions and it feels comfortable for you, you can try taking the chair away. And then again, if you want, you can go back to the variation where your arms are outstretched. You can go down as far as is comfortable and then back up. You can experiment. Maybe you start here and then push back up, that's good. And then over time, go a little bit lower. All right, let's talk a little bit about my knee position, and I'm going to show you from the front so you can really see. When I'm doing a squat, I want to make sure that my knees are being pushed out and not in. I don't want my knees to be caving in. That's a little bit too much pressure on the knees. Squats are going to look different on every single person. Everybody is built a little bit differently. Their limb lengths are a little bit different. So don't worry if your squat looks different than mine, looks different than someone else's at the gym. You need to figure out the right variation, depth, and style that works for your body. I'm talking about things like leg positioning, having your feet flared out a little bit, having your feet parallel. What I like for me is to have my feet flared out just a little bit. The key here though, and we're going back to the knee positioning, is that the knees are tracking over the feet. So again, if my knees are collapsing in, my feet are not in line with my knees as I'm going down. So that's something that you really need to pay attention to as you're squatting. Are my feet and knees kind of parallel in line with each other as I'm going down? So here, my knees are being pushed out, 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 and then again, pushing through the heels to come back up. Something also to think about, so we've talked about your foot position, we've talked about pushing through the heel, we've talked about the knee position, we've talked about the knee tracking over the foot as you bend your knees and squat down. And the last thing that we've also talked about your head position, thinking about having a focal point, kind of where the wall and the floor meet, if that's about 3 to 5 feet in front of you. And then we've also talked about the different types of box squat variations that you can do. Gosh, we've covered a lot in this video already. Last thing that I want to talk about is how to add load to this. So we've started with our box squat, then we moved to box squat taps. Now we're doing traditional body weight squats. Now the last variation that I'm going to teach you, which is a great initial way to add load to this exercise, is called a goblet squat. And I'm going to use 1 dumbbell for this. I really love goblet squats because it reinforces all of those good squatting techniques that I've already gone over. Knee position, foot position, chest position, chest nice and tall and forward, really, really well. So I'm going to show you from the front first. So I'm going to use 1 dumbbell for this, and I'm going to hold it like I'm holding a goblet. You can pretend like this is, a big ornate medieval goblet, and I'm going to hold it from the cup part on either side. And as I go down, I'm going to have my forearms kind of glued to the bottom of this dumbbell, and I'm going to track the dumbbell and my arms through my legs. That's going to help me keep my knees pushed out as I go down. So I'm going to take a breath in. I'm going to think about keeping my core engaged, my core braced the entire time as well. Take a big breath. Hips back, knee bends. My arms are going inside my knees, and then I'm going to push through the heels to come back up. Now your range of motion might be more like here, and that's fine. Your range of motion might be here, and that's fine too. You need to experiment, meet yourself where you're at, and work on getting better every day. And like I said, don't worry if your squat doesn't look like mine. Everybody's squats are different. Limb lengths, torso lengths, femur lengths, everything, your hip anatomy, all are factors in terms of what your squats will look like, what your range of motion is, what your depth is, all of those types of things. So if you have questions specific to you, I would be more than happy to give you some feedback on your individual squat and give you some tips and tricks. Please reach out to me on Instagram. I'm Sarah C. Fullerton on Instagram. You can DM me a video of you squatting. I'd be happy to take a look at it for you. So we've gone over a lot of different tips and tricks and techniques for effective box squats in this video. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you enjoyed the video, I would greatly appreciate you hitting the like button. If you would like to see more of this, please subscribe to the Next Step Fitness YouTube channel and join us back here for our next video. I put out full workout videos and technique videos just like this one. So please come back and work out with me sometime. I would love to have you. Until next time, just focus on taking the next step because that's what's going to lead to lasting success. Talk to you soon.